So I just want to show you what I'm making for lunch, because I know that food is like the biggest struggle that a lot of us have, just knowing what to eat, how to do it quickly, how to make sure that it's following our plan, like all of those things. So these are kind of like our lifesaver is these like prepackaged sausages. So I shop at Trader Joe's a lot. I know that not everyone has one. If you have an Aldi, they probably have something like this, because Trader Joe's and Aldi are owned by the same company. But these are awesome. And then this is a really good brand too that are at like major grocery stores. I like them. I don't know if you can see that. The ingredients are pretty simple. I try to stay away from anything that I can't read, anything that sounds super sciencey, super like made in a chemical lab, whatever. They might have, this one does have cheese in it, and I know I said like, oh, I try to avoid cheese, and I do, but sometimes it's in it, and this turned out to be really good. So all I did was take out the sausage, chop them up, and I want to show you. There it is. Okay, so chop them up, and then I just sprayed the pan with a little bit of oil, and fry them, just like brown them off. And it's chicken, so they are pre-cooked, so you could just eat them as is, but just getting a little brown on them. And now I would count each of these, like each link I would count as one red. So there's 4 links. Now here's the like guesstimation part that's got to come in, is that I have it in here because it's all cut up. I don't know exactly what one link would be. So I mean, like, come on, I was a kindergarten teacher, like we can figure this stuff out. And you know, just divide it up and like eyeball it. This is part of the where like Autumn Calabrese and Beachbody and your coach, we don't want you eating out of these containers for life. They are supposed to be a way to learn what proper portions are, but like literally sitting and eating out of a red container for the rest of your life is ridiculous and not the intention. So guesstimate it. So that's what I'm doing for 1 serving of red, and then I'm going to put the rest in here. Now I am going to use this same pan, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to warm some things up in the pan with just like a little bit of oil. Kind of got a little crispy on there, but I'm going to add a little bit of oil, and I'm going to put some stuff on there to warm up to have with my sausage. So I don't know, somehow I lost my yellow container. Oh, isn't that wonderful? But I have some, let's see, this is pasta that I made yesterday or the other day with broccoli. So I'm gonna just kind of stuff that in there. So a half cup is a yellow, and then I'm gonna use my green container and measure out broccoli in here. So leftover broccoli, like that. Cool. So it's not completely full, and I have this spinach that's going bad, so I want to make sure that I use this up. I usually, if I'm going to eat spinach cooked, I'll buy it frozen because it's not as expensive as you buy it frozen, and I usually only use spinach, fresh spinach, if I'm going to have a salad, but because I know I haven't been eating salads, I don't want this to go to waste. Okay, so then I'm going to put this on the pan and warm that up. So like that's a lot of food. That's for one person, that's a lot of food. Turn on this, and I already have some there. And then because I'm supposed to be eating a lot of carbs, I'm gonna put a half a cup of beans on here. These are garbanzo beans. I just got them from a can. Let me show you. Again, I try to look for things that are just the ingredients, maybe with a little bit of salt. And with those, I usually rinse them. If you want to save money, you could also just buy beans and soak them yourself. And now I'm going to put some artichoke on here just to add a little bit of flavor. This is kind of one of those freebies I talked about. Now these artichokes are packed in oil, but I'm not using a ton of oil. I'm not like pouring the oil on there, so I'm okay with that. And then I'm just going to mix that stuff up. Now, if you were making this for more than 1 serving, if you were making this for your family, you could just measure the ingredients and then divide by how many people are eating it, or divide by how many Tupperware containers you're going to put it into. so that you're still getting your portions and you're not going overboard. I think the carbs are the easiest part to go overboard on, and you know, we love carbs, they're tasty. Who doesn't love pasta? It's amazing. I mean, I'm Italian, and I grew up having pasta with a side of bread and breadsticks on the table. Like, I've always had that. So I love carbs too. I'm just like you guys. But what's cool about Body Beast is getting to eat 90 servings of carbs. So I'm really excited about this. This is really good. If you are a vegetarian, you could just have the beans instead of the sausage here. Or I would even use the red container on the beans and put that and use that as your red instead of a yellow. That's from the vegan plan, so that's fine if you're not big on meat. I haven't been big on meat except for these like sausage thingies. So yeah, so I'm gonna take that off. This is so weird. I have this camera on a it's on this tripod that Paul got for me, and the tripod is attached to a bottle of alcohol because I needed it to stand up somehow. So that's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I'm so excited about it. Okay, so there isn't really much on here. Like, it's not gonna taste amazing yet. I'm gonna add a little bit of Italian seasoning. I add this to everything. Like, if you see my cooking show, I put it on everything. It just adds more flavor. I'm gonna put some crushed red pepper. And you know what? I am actually going to add a little bit of salt. Not a ton. I've just been noticing that my tongue is really dry, and this always happens when I start a new workout program. And I think it's because I'm not getting enough salt. And then I'm gonna add, and I'm actually gonna use the teaspoon and just add some olive oil. So instead of putting like a tomato-based sauce on there, I'm just gonna add the olive oil, and then that'll be my teaspoon. And then Parmesan cheese, just a little bit won't kill me. Like, look, that's not a ton. And that's kind of like one of those freebies. Again, like, I'm all about being imperfect, but being consistent, and me having a little bit of Parmesan cheese to give it flavor, that's fine. I'm not using a whole blue container of cheese to put on here. It's just like, kind of like a topping. It's like a seasoning, so it's totally fine with me. But like, this looks so good. I'm so excited about it. So this would count as 1 yellow container for the pasta, 1 yellow container for the chickpeas, so that would be 2. 1 green and 1 red and 1 teaspoon. So it's a big meal, but this is definitely something you could cut in half if that was too big for you. You could do away with the chickpeas, or if you wanted it to just be 1 yellow, you could do half a yellow of chickpeas and half a yellow of pasta. If you're a vegetarian, just use the chickpeas and don't use the sausage. Yeah, I'm like really excited about this meal. I'm gonna take a picture of it.